business, I was legit, and why was it shit? Shawty keep wanna come round, she wanna
get... man?
Yo, what's up, bro?
Good?
How are you, bro? I'm fucking excited for the event. I mean, you can see the first people coming in. We have the first VIP guests in the background, Tobi, Steve. A lot of people coming today. It's going to be a sick vlog. We have a lot of valuable stuff for you in the first part of the video, and then stay tuned until the end, because tomorrow we're going to have a fucking big super yacht. It's going to be 120 feet, big yacht party. So stay tuned. We're going to do a lot of interviews with the VIP guests just to give you some gold nuggets around how to really scale your brand, make a lot of money, and then also the mindset stuff, right? So I'm just going to pull all of the high-level 8- and 9-figure guys to the side, ask them some stuff around how they build their business, around their mindset, around entrepreneurship and everything. So stay tuned for the video. It should be really good.
Come and get checked, ice on my neck, diamond on wrist, she in the sky, hell of a cat, fish out the church, 400 packs.
Yeah, I spend it in Paris. That's for these hoes, they finna flock. Just for fun, it's all they bought. Them just finna hit, I'm feeling hip, I'm rusting the
How many people approximately are we gonna be today?
60, yeah. So we have a guest list with 60 people. I mean, we hand curate every single person, so we always have like 150, 200 applications, but I'm just going to sift through them to make sure that the room is really curated. And then I always like to tie it to 60 people, make sure it's super intimate, everyone can meet everyone, and everyone has a good time.
And what are like the requirements to be able to come here?
Need to be e-commerce brand owner, need to be minimum 7 figures per year. So like the absolute lowest is like 3, 4, 5 million per year, and most of the people have brands that do 10 to 50 million per year in this room.
Nice, man. And it's a little something to bring 60 people here and rent the room and everything. How do you find the energy every year again?
Bro, it's sick. It's so exciting. I mean, we have so many people, like 20, 30 people are coming to all of these events all of the time. So it's literally, I set up an event for like 40 people, and then I have so many requests that every single year I have to make it a bit bigger. And now it's 60 people, and I just already say no to a lot of people who wanted to come. So it's super sick to build something like this, to have a community that comes to all of these events.
Nice, man. Let's go.
I just need money and vibes, don't need none of that toxic shit. My social battery gone, I gotta stay out the mix. I'm trying to be so rich.
Yeah, super excited to have all of you guys. We get to see a lot of familiar faces. We have a lot of people that went to the last couple of masterminds coming again, so good to see all of you guys. Really enjoy that there's some form of community building here around these events. And super excited to spend the next 2 days with you, so we have a lot of plans.
It's what to win, I turn my back. So many man get scarred for life, so when I'm outside, don't know, I don't lack. Ain't gonna lie, I wipe the down.
Hey guys, nice to meet you. I'm Pedro, we run White Club, it's a sleep brand. We do 30-35 million a year.
Hey everyone, my name is Steve Tan. I run multiple different businesses, but right now I'm going all in AI and consumer apps. I would want to build a full agentic team, so kind of going all in with that, and that's kind of like my main goal for this year, to reduce headcount by 90%. Thank you.
We've worked together for a couple of years now. I was previously an entrepreneur and founder, and now I operate as an investor, running my family office across about 35 portfolio companies. Many of them very small technology startups, but a couple $100 million revenue top line across the group.
Look at my eyes, tell me your tale, do you see the road? I'm out to my soul, and tell me the size whenever the smoke clear out of my face. And my picture perfect, do I look fried? All of that green and yellow that drip from your eyes is telling. Tell your demise, I'm with to my side to push back the ceiling and push back the feelings I had to the side. I replay them nights and right by my side, all I see is the sea of people that ride me. If they just knew what Scotty would do to jump out the stage and say I'm a child of things.
So there was the part 1 of the presentation, essentially how to go from scratch to like a really good funnel. Research is by far the biggest thing that most people skip because they just want to get into building, but it's also the biggest thing that has the biggest leverage. Our success at Amazon is a function of how many experiments we do per year, per month, per week, per day. Probably a lot of you guys have seen this with Amazon over the years, of how often they change the layout, structure. What we saw, again, $34.99 was the control. We made it cheaper, $5. We increased the conversion rate. For the option where we made it $5 more expensive, you can see that we had the highest total revenue, we had the highest revenue per user, and then we also added their contribution margins to the analysis, and we also had the highest profit per visitor.
You shot coke in Soho House, my brody a mainstream trapper. Come around us and get dead, they fuck for free, we don't pay these brothers. Don't get it confused, it's 90% grind, 10% talent. I wanna get paid and stay out the way, so what's with all of the chatting? If I'm feeling sad, then how did the odds feel, bro? I can only imagine. I'm somehow still not used to the lifestyle.
First presentation of the day done, 2 hours flying by. Now we take everyone to Ruya. It's in the St. Reggie's Michelin star restaurant, best of the best, of course. And yeah, just follow me around.
My bro said he wanna get paid let's see what's possible. Pop the pill and I feel alright, I believe I can fly, I feel unstoppable. I get flashbacks in my mind about times we grind all night, it was horrible. It was flights of stairs, now I'm taking flights and arriving somewhere tropical. Man, I call in my phone about beefing my feet in the sand, that's a juxtaposition.
Okay, Carl, first part of the event done. How are you feeling?
Amazing, super happy. Just went through the first presentation. Now we have a super nice lunch with everyone to spend some time at the Ruya. Everyone has some nice meat to recharge, some nice coffee and stuff. And now we're going to go back into the next presentation. I'm going to take the learning seat at this one. It's going to be from my good friend Tobi, Pearce. Worked together for years. He's crushing as a portfolio of brands, doing hundreds of millions per year, insane family office, and he just shares a lot of golden nuggets, tips, values around not only how to build and scale a brand to a high level of revenue, but also how to make a lot of profit and free cash flow as the founder. So super excited for that. I mean, the main value of the Mastermind is the connections and the network you derive from it, right? So that's why, of course, on one hand side we want to have good VIP speakers, but on the other hand side we also want to bring people together, make them connect with other people so that they can get friendships and networks out of this.
And there's obviously a lot of people who are already well developed in the e-com space, but if you have some tips for people who cannot access masterminds like this, how would you start to get towards those goals?
I would say just really hustle, consume a lot of the good content that's on this YouTube channel or a couple of other YouTube channels from the speakers you see here. Consume that, really work hard and diligently, and as soon as you can, try attending masterminds like these ones or other masterminds around e-commerce, just to really meet other people in person, because it's so aspirational to meet people who are doing 100 million, couple hundred million per year. It just shows you what's possible, and you can just spend 24, 48 hours at a mastermind with people like this.
Next speaker, Tobi, he came in all the way from Australia. I had the fortune to spend some time with him yesterday, one-on-one in person. He's an absolute genius, so I'm super excited to what he's about to share on stage today. I will not say too much, I will let him introduce himself. I mean, he did a brief introduction in the beginning. So please give it up for Tobi, and let's get straight into it.
All right, well, thank you, Carl, for the intro and welcoming me.
Have you ever raised the value of everyone around you? Have you ever been so high they gotta down you? Think pieces getting written about you. Have you ever been to Italy and eaten Italian? Have you ever signed a deal that came with a medallion?
So one of my theories here is that for all of you who are maybe in your first business or early on in your entrepreneurial career, right now you're the silliest, most naive, and least effective at your role than you ever will be. And by virtue of that, it means that you are going to make the most mistakes. And I commonly refer to this as the cost of momentum without mastery. And that is that early on, you're learning the most, you're moving the most, and you're making the most progress that you ever will in relative terms. And as a result of that, you'll make the most mistakes. And with those mistakes comes significant cost. And invariably, what ended up happening was a couple of years later, I got to $120 million in revenue and was effectively unable to pay myself, or paying myself a really, really small amount of money in relative terms to where I'd come from previously. So as I went through this process, I thought, well, maybe I should educate myself on the way these deals work, whether it be venture capital, private equity. There's a variety of different layers here, but I wanted to educate myself on how deals happen and how do they happen, and importantly, why do they happen? And the first preliminary insight was that well under 1% of all organizations that are actually successful, that actually make profit.
Topic break now. I think a lot of you guys should check social media and everything. I'll just stay calm with everything that's going on. And we'll monitor it. But I would just say we'll do a coffee break right now and then continue with the panel in like half an hour, 1 hour, depending on how everyone's
Why should somebody run a boring business?
Because you want to make money, you want to know how much money you're going to make, and everybody's probably, has an exit in the back of their mind. So I think that predictability gives you that comfort, and definitely if you think from an investor perspective, you want to make them comfortable looking at your P&L and not, have them scratching their heads like, where is this money going, what's happening here, why is it so unstable? You want even your growth to look good, on a chart. It's like, as one of my friends said recently, you want to leave some meat on the bone and have it grow sustainably and nicely.
Tobi, do you find a boring business, quote unquote, more attractive as an investment opportunity?
Well, I think the idea of boring was a little counterintuitive, because last time I checked, there's nothing boring about making money. Right? So I think the fact that people call them boring businesses, and I do too from time to time, but I think, maybe recession-proof, long-term sustainability, etc., those things for sure. And I think on the investor side, much to what's just been said, an investment for the person placing the investment, their capital in the business, it's a trust game. Like, I want to be able to trust that this is a good place to put my money in. If you think about that at base level, how do you build trust? It's like, well, I trust that the industry is going well because there's lots of positive data to suggest that. I trust that the management team is good because I can see that there's a long-term history of budgeting and forecasting that was relatively accurate. Because it's a trust game, right? But by the time you become a bit more sophisticated in the investment game, you realise that the first decision that you have to make is, am I investing or speculating? Right? And if you don't have some valid data to base your decision off, you are just speculating. So boring businesses that have reliable historical data to reference from a financial performance standpoint is actually how you transition from speculating to investing, because you're relying on theoretically verifiable data.
So I was just going down the rabbit hole of the open cloud. So totally zero tech knowledge. I don't know how to code a single line of code, right? So I think I was just talking to Tobi about it yesterday. So I have a CTO who handles kind of our tech stuff. But when I was asking him hey, is building out a dashboard actually necessary for our business? He said, oh no. He said we can just use the standard stuff, right? So, and I kind of took his word for it, but I sort of understood that he's not coming from an angle of an entrepreneur or a businessman. He's coming from a perspective of just a tech person. So I took the initiative to kind of try to build it out quickly, and I got something I would say pretty cool in 6 hours. So I was able to replace a software that was paying about $500 a month, and probably more, and it does way less stuff than what I do. And I was able to connect a lot of the data that I need. So when Carl was sharing about the business intelligence, I was thinking, hey, I can just build out something like that and just kind of scale it out to people. Probably they just need to put into a Shopify store. We'll scan the entire internet based on all the keywords, reverse engineer, and find all the top pain points.
Okay, Carl, how's it going?
Bro, panel discussion was sick. The attendees asked some really good questions, right? So the quality of answers you get is directly derived from the quality of questions you ask, right? I mean, the host just crushed, right? We had 6 people on the panel, 5 people answering questions for 1.5 hours straight. So I think it was really valuable for the attendees. Up next, we just have one more presentation, and afterwards we are going to round up and enjoy the dinner in the Signo Sarsi.
Let's go.
Yeah, so my name is Max, and I spoke with Carl on Instagram, and I currently run one brand in the US market, and it's going pretty smoothly, and I've learned a lot today, some actionable steps that I can directly implement straight away when I go home. I would say one of the best parts so far about the Mastermind has been the people to connect with. And I always have a belief that any income that you make, you should be spending back into education to get to the level you want to get to. So if you don't make as much money as you want to make, you should reinvest every bit of extra cash you have into education so you can get to where you want to get. So yeah, so far it's been great. It's great to meet Carl. Already got a lot of advice from his YouTube channel, but actually meeting him in person and asking him some questions, and just the other guys in the room, such killers here today. Yeah, much higher and curated room than I've ever been in before. Other masterminds are just accepting anyone's come in and join, whereas this one's created. You can tell by the quality of the speakers first off and the people attending the room. So yeah, it's been great so far, and definitely will be attending more events in the future from Carl. So yeah.
My name's Simon John Phillips. I'm the founder of the e-commerce accelerator. We help e-commerce brands build AI-enabled systems and teams for their business. I'm at the Made Men Mastermind because Carl's one of my best mates, but he has masterfully curated a room of high-level operators that have a kind and open heart. There's a lot of masterminds on the planet, and there's a lot of agencies and coaches on the planet, and most of them is bad. This is a brilliant representation of what it looks like to produce a room of extremely intelligent but humble individuals that are coming together to, I genuinely think, change the landscape of e-commerce. There were things discussed in this room already that you literally can't hear anywhere else, and we're doing it amongst good food and fun in this brilliant atmosphere. So yeah, I'm here because I love Carl, but this event is, I think, the best mastermind I've ever been to.
Now, unfortunately, due to the situation that occurred in the Middle East with everything going on, again, don't want to go too much into detail there, but you've seen the news with everything that's going on in the Middle East. We unfortunately had to end the event early, right? So we were able to complete the whole first day until around 6 p.m. And then the situation got too much out of control out there in the Middle East. And then we had to end the mastermind, right? So it's really unfortunate. But luckily, we recorded the whole day already. We went through all of the presentations, all of the value. And then unfortunately, we couldn't do the dinner nor the yard party on the second day. But the good thing for you is, I mean, you've already gotten a lot of value out of this vlog with a lot of the snippets from the presentations, right? So I started doing my presentation in the beginning, in the morning, talking about funnel secrets from building multiple $100 million funnels. Then you got the presentation from Tobi. That was also crazy. The guy who did a couple of $100 million per year with his portfolio brands, who talked about how to scale and make money. And then thirdly, we have the VIP panel with a couple of my great friends, with Flores, Merrick, Steve Tan, and Armin Ciala, all mid 8 and 9-figure entrepreneurs sharing their knowledge, right? So I released all of the presentations basically on my YouTube channel, right? So please make sure to watch them next. They are all 1 to 2 hours long. I released all of them on my YouTube channel for free. So literally people pay thousands of dollars to attend this mastermind, and obviously most of the value is in the connections, but you're going to get free access to all of the presentations on my YouTube channel. So check them out. I'm going to link them down below. Watch them. Again, it's like participating in the mastermind. And then if you want to participate in one of the next masterminds, also make sure to follow me on Instagram and DM me if you're interested. And then, yeah, I would say enjoy the presentation recordings on my YouTube channel.